Hi, I'm John. I'm here at the book farm. It's a rainy day and I have a brand new advanced copy. It is the CZ Models 50 and 70 by James D. Brown. And James Brown is a Vietnam veteran. He's a firearms collector and expert. He's authored several books with Schiffer in the past on firearms, one on Japanese handguns, which was very well received. He also did this one, obviously very closely related to his latest book on Cold War pistols of Czechoslovakia. Now, I brought along this book just to clarify. There is a chapter about the CZ, the models 50 and 70 in this book. It's 24 pages long, and this is a 160-page book about just those guns. So, in terms of overlap in content between the two, it's pretty minimal. Not only is there a lot more detail in here, it's much more up to date. The author has been, piecing together a database, a list of serial numbers, and sort of a production history of these guns, and he's obtained a lot more information since this book was published that is now featured into this book. CZ is an old company. It's been the largest, most important gun manufacturer in Czechoslovakia, the Czech Republic, that area, for a long time, and it still is today. The CZ Model 50 was developed in the late 1940s, adopted in, you guessed it, 1950. And it was intended for the Czechoslovakian police. And then the Model 70 is really just a refinement of the Model 50. That's like the same basic gun, just sort of modernized with better features, better ergonomics, things like that. And they made a lot of these guns, literally over 1 million. And this was when Czechoslovakia was a member of the Warsaw Pact. And then in the early 90s, after the fall of communism in Eastern Europe, a lot of these guns made their way into America. They were imported into the U.S. for the commercial market. And all these guns were available. They were pretty common. They were pretty cheap, and nobody knew much about them because they were developed during a period where there were very limited contact between the Czechs and the Americans. So this book really it helps to fill that information gap in really comprehensive fashion. I'll turn around the camera now and I'll show you some more of the details of the book. Here's the book. It has quite a clean, simple design. The color scheme and the layout was actually inspired by some of the vintage packaging that is photographed in the book that CZ made. And this book overall it's pretty straightforward in terms of production features, nothing too crazy. This book is not a mass market product. It's really intended for a focused group of collectors. And it's still a nice book, though. It has a jacket. It has a nice textured case wrap and this metallic printing on the spine and cover. It's also a nice coated glossy paper stock. The table of contents gives a good overview of what you can expect inside. We have introduction, production history, changes in production, variations, marking variations and foreign markings, anomalies, oddities, and unique specimens, operational features, disassembly and assembly, holsters and accessories, valuation, and finally shooting and maintenance, along with some appendices. And therefore, this is really everything that I would think a collector would want, and that's what we were going for. Just the most complete story possible about a specific model. The author, one of his priorities with this book was to be able to show guns at or near their full size, their 1-to-1 size, and therefore we have a pretty generous layout for the interior of the book. In these profile shots, you really get an idea for as close to possible what you'd be looking at in real life. This page is a good example as well because it also shows that there are close-ups as well, showing some of the little details and markings, things like that. And just a good example of kind of the level of detail in this book here. And this is a chapter about magazines, and you can see standard magazines left to right, types 1 through 5. Compact magazines without finger rest, types 1A, 2A, 3A, 5A, and just you have everything lined up right next to each other so you can compare and truly see differences, which are pretty hard to see otherwise. Over here we have, this is the chapter on anomalies. Some good examples here, like this is a plastic dummy gun that was made in the US for identification purposes, and this is a factory prototype. Over here we have some of the box art. You can tell what I was talking about with the cover here. There's the cover. There's what CZ did. The price of this book is going to be $45 US. This book is available for pre-order now on schifferbooks.com and schiffermilitary.com. I will put a link in the description. The pub date is May 28th, 2024. We should have stock around start of May. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.